Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne. Welcome to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. Today we're going to cover base building basics when it comes to the Mavia beta. There's a couple key things you need to understand foundationally in order to have a successful base that can defend. Now there's lots of different ways. This is really a hugely creative aspect of this game. I first off recommend everyone experiment with this. You can learn a ton of tips. You can copy bases. But base building is probably going to be one of the most, if not the most important aspects in the game. We know it has a huge impact on maybe even earning potentials, collecting your resources so you can help progress. And it's often the skill that's overlooked, right? Most people are focused on just attacking. Well, we know in Clash, especially right now, the best base builders in the world are some of the most highly coveted, skilled individuals out there. So this is something that I love. It's my favorite aspect of base builder games. And it's just a skill that really needs to be refined, honed in, practiced, and learned from. I definitely recommend watching a lot of these videos. I'm going to be covering a ton of different base designs, going over how things work, what doesn't work, showing you guys different examples. Of course, you're always free to copy me, but I definitely recommend that you try yourself. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so for the first few HQs, HQ 1, 2, and 3, HQ 1 you don't even have walls, and then you're really limited by the amount that you have. So what I've realized is probably one of the most important strategies, or at least a viable one, is protecting your defenses, right? If people are using warriors as the most common troop in the beginning, obviously you want to wall your defenses. So I made a very simple base. This is HQ level 3. Obviously we've got the motor in the middle, but take a look at that radius. It covers most buildings, right? It covers pretty much everything on the left and right hand side. It can't quite cover the headquarters on the left. That's on purpose, and I'll explain that here in a minute. Can't quite cover on the bottom or the top, because really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bait that attack approach. I want people trying to attack me from the top, because then their troops can split and get disorganized, and they're going to have to work all the way down and clear the whole base before they can get into the defenses. So obviously you can use lots of different patterns or designs if you want. You don't have to do kind of this top to bottom vertical design. I could have done horizontal. I could have put all three together, but obviously the motor is the most important in the beginning. If you don't have the motor, you can just put the sniper tower. You can see I don't have enough walls to cover the sniper tower, so I just put it there. So that's one important thing in the first few levels. Protect your defenses, right? Now, obviously your resources are arguably more important. So there is a bit of back and forth of like, well, should I put my resources in there or should I put my defenses? So for example, if I was maxed on gold, what I might do is I might just swap one of them in. For example, if I want to protect my gold a little bit more, or maybe I'm noticing people are attacking me from the top a lot, I'll move the motor, put the gold in the middle. So you can definitely make adjustments based on how you're doing with your resources. Don't feel like you're stuck, with one design. You want to be flexible with it. Now, another important thing to note is trash buildings. Now, what does that mean? Trash buildings are buildings that have no function during a defense. So an example would be the laboratory or a rally point. So, you want to use this there's a couple things that you can do for it. You can use it to help control the pathing. So that, for example, if someone's going to attack my barracks, well, now I know that those units are going to go to the engineer hut and then the laboratory, and then they're going to go to the oil storage. So all the time they're attacking these three structures, I've got my motor on them and I've got the turret almost on them there. So the hit points also matter. And I covered this in a previous video. If we take a look at the barracks, we can see these are 400 hit points. Well, the laboratory is 430. So actually, if I wanted people to get stuck here a little bit longer rather than here, I should swap these out, because those 30 hit points can mean 2 seconds. Those 2 seconds can be an extra motor hit. That extra motor hit could kill 10 units, right? These little details really do matter. We're going to take a look at the rally point. We can see the hit points are 320. Maybe I'll compare it to my vehicle factory, which has 530. So I put this down here because I felt like the bottom of the base felt a little weak. There wasn't enough trash. So I wanted to have something with higher hit points so that units get stuck there more often. So you really got to pay attention. What are the hit points on these trash buildings? use them to position the base so that you know, well, if this has more hit points, the units are going to have to attack it longer, meaning I have more opportunities for my turrets. Whereas if I didn't have this down there, like let's say I did something like this and I put a bunch of collectors down there, right? Which someone might think, oh, my collectors are down there. It's nice, easy, organized. Well, what I'm probably doing is I'm actually going to get everyone to attack me on the bottom because the resources are what they're going to prioritize. These things don't have a ton of hit points. I mean, 590, so it is kind of high, but that's because I've upgraded this obviously a lot. Yours might be lower. So they're going to get a lot of my resources. I don't really want all of them congregated in the same spot. I want to kind of move some over here. I want to have some on the left side, some on the right side. And that's another important strategy. Spread out your resources. Because if you have them all clumped up in one area, you're going to make it really easy for people to attack your base. They're just going to come in at the same spot. By having it spread out here, I would still argue probably the bottom is where I would hit my base. Because I do see 4 collectors, a gold storage, and an oil storage. I would probably come in from the bottom right-hand side. I'd try to clear some of the trash on the bottom left. That would probably give me the most resources. So actually, now that I know that, maybe what a better plan is I should move... Let's do a collector up here. So we got 2 gold collectors, a rally point. I'm actually going to move this gold storage in because I like that the archer tower, if I move it here, could take advantage of these trash buildings a little more. And then I'm going to put the rally point there. So that's just an example, balancing the base, right? Don't put all your resources in the same. Focus on defending your defenses with walls or your storages, because those are going to be the most important things in the beginning. You got to protect those resources. Of course, if you're logged out for a long time, your collectors you want to protect. So there's a balance. We don't have enough walls to really protect all of those. Now, one other thing that I want to cover is why do I have my headquarters way over here on the left-hand side? Why am I giving away a free star? Well, one, I want to tempt people into attacking me from that side, because if they try to come in from the left, they're actually going to be hit by all of my defensive structures at once. The worst way someone could attack this base is directly from east or directly from west, because this turret's going to get them, this motor's going to get them, and this turret's going to get them. So by having this over here, I'm actually baiting them coming in on the left because they're thinking, oh, free star, I get the victory, I get some trophies, but actually they're going to have a real hard time after that. It's kind of similar on the left-hand side. They're seeing this sniper tower here, and I'm glad I made that little adjustment because maybe they're going to be, oh, I need to get that defense, right? I'm going to rush that defense. Well, once again, motor, turrets, everything is attacking them. So I'm really baiting the left approach and the right approach. And that's why I've got my headquarters just sitting over there on the left-hand side. But then there's also some mind games here. If a smart player, and this is something I've kept in mind too, and why my base is designed the way it is. Let's say I'm a more than average intelligent player. I would see this and I would know, okay, I need to attack from either the top or the bottom. But if I attack from the bottom, which is where most people probably should go because I have more resources there, if they don't funnel properly, what's going to happen is their troops are going to split and they're going to have to work up along my base while taking fire the entire time. So it makes it more difficult for them to accurately funnel because they really have to take out this gold collector, this oil rig, this rally point, this gold storage, and this oil storage. Then they can destroy the vehicle factory and get into the turret. It's very difficult. So that's why I've designed it in the way I've done. I got the vertical defenses. I've got the bait on the left and the right-hand side. And then I'm also planning for a more than average intelligent player attacking me, knowing that they really have to have the funnel down, which is one of the hardest aspects of attacking, in order to be able to successfully attack this base. Now, of course, if they're a higher HQ and their troops are higher leveled, they'll just cream me anyways. But I'm planning for people that are above, kind of at the same level as me, or below. So I know that was a lot of information I just crammed down your guys' throat there, but I wanted to give you a good foundation on some of the basics when it comes to base building. And really for the first few headquarters, this is the way to go. Now there's one other thing I want to show you. I'm going to flip over to my other base because this is a completely different strategy compared to the one you're seeing here. And it's also HQ level 4. So let's jump over there. Okay, so now we're at my other base. This is HQ4. You can see completely different design compared to what we did last time. Now there's a couple strategies that I'm using. Now I have Mira coming. She's not quite available yet, but she is a beast. So basically I've centered her around my defense. So you can see this range. It perfectly covers all the base that I've designed. And then I have my storages in the middle because those are the most important things to me right now. You can see I have quite a bit of gold. I don't want to be losing that. And really what I'm using here, there's a couple different strategies. Because of these openings in the wall, I'm pretty much forcing people to come in at east, west, north, south. But because these buildings connect, here's what's going to happen. If someone comes in at the top, they're going to hit the oil rig, and they're either going to split to the sniper tower or the laboratory, most likely the laboratory. So now these units have to go all the way around my base, because you remember the way that units funnel. When they destroy one building, they'll move to the next. And essentially, they're going to be ringing around the entire base, leaving my resources alone and letting Mira absolutely wreck them. So it's almost like there's a moat I've designed without the water, kind of around the middle of the base, because I'm taking advantage of, I want to force funnel these troops. Like, let's say there's 60 warriors. They'll start here, they'll go here, then they go here, then they go here, then they go here, then they go here. And they're just going to keep doing this and go around the base, and they're going to ignore everything in the middle. Now, if there's Marines, obviously that changes things. But what might happen is they'll split. Let's say half of the units go up to the gold collector, some go here, some go there, some go there. You know, yes, ranged units, there's a boom card. There is ways to beat this strategy. But right now, there's a lot of people using warriors to farm resources. And this, I don't have the motor, because with this base, I'm rushing, which is a bad idea for base defenses. So I have to use some more interesting strategies to be able to compensate for that. And this is what I've been able to formulate. It's forcing the funnel, creating a moat, protecting my most valuable resources, and really leveraging the strength of Mira. So here's just another great example how I'm using reverse funneling, or my understanding of funneling, to create a base design. So I hope that was good. I know that was a bit of a long one, but I wanted to cover a good foundation for you guys so you have a proper understanding how to get started. Now you kind of got an idea for HQ 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't say this is necessarily the best HQ4 idea, because I should have a motor. I should have some more defenses. They should be leveled up. You know, if I wasn't rushing like I was on this one, obviously it would impact my strategy a little bit. But for people who are doing it this way, this can be a great way to go. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in today. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for all the great Mavia content we have coming out on a consistent basis. Smash that like button to help the YouTube algorithm show this to all kinds of other people who are interested in Mavia. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.